much.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Coach. And look at you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Okay, we are going to welcome the Big Ten tournament champions, UCLA Bruins, to the press conference. Coach Corey Close, Lauren Betts, London Jones, and Kiki Rice. And Coach, if you would make an opening statement, then we'll hand it over to questions for the players.
Thankful and humbled to watch them persevere, to grow, to find ways to win, to be committed to selflessness. Just so grateful. I just was praying this morning. I was like, I just want to see them be the best version of themselves for each other. And that's what I got to see today, is them just find a way in unpredictable ways. I just told them in the locker room, if you had told me we were going to turn the ball over 24 times and get out rebounded by 11 and still win, I would have told you were crazy. But this group just said, we'll find a way. There's no panic. They had great poise, and they did it with defense. We had 9 kills in the game, and that's a huge thing. Kills are 3 stops in a row, and that was the difference in the game. And then I just really want to say thank you to all the people that helped us get here. My staff, incredible, selfless, hardworking, mission-minded, incredible. And then just all the people, just for me personally, that I wouldn't be sitting in this chair without. I mean, there was someone when I was a sophomore in high school, Julie Plank. She was a coach at Stanford at the time, and I went to camp, and everyone told me I was too short and too slow. And she pulled me aside after camp and said, you can do this. And she was here tonight, and I got to hug her and say thank you. And so just to humbly say thank you to the alumni, to all the people that came before us, I'm just full of gratitude.
Okay, let's open it up for questions for the student athletes. Go ahead in the back.
Noah Massey, Daily Bruin. Just first thing, comeback win over your rival, after losing twice this season. Just for any of the players, take me through how you're feeling right now.
I'm kind of speechless right now. I'm not going to lie. I mean, that's it. Yeah. That's really it. Just speechless.
Excited and proud of this group and how we fought today. And it hasn't been easy, but I think we came out there, we came ready to play. So just really proud of everyone.
Go ahead.
Nancy Armour, USA Today Sports. Kiki in London. What did you guys do in that third quarter? You both are playing with, I think, 3 and then 4 fouls. You guys were down 13 at the very beginning of the quarter. What changed for you at that point?
Yeah, for me, I think it was just being smart. I know my team needed me, and I'm going to try to show up in any way I can, whether it's 4 fouls or 1. So it was important for me to just contain, keep in front, and communicate as much as I could to those around me. So.
And I think it was just rebounding. We made a really big emphasis on rebounding, getting those 50-50 balls, and even though I think they ended up out-rebounding us, we still found a way in the second half to really turn that up and just hustle and fight, and that's what we lacked the previous 2 times we played them, and that's what we brought in the second half today when we came back and we won.
Mitchell Rands, IUI. Lauren, this question's for you. So you finished the game with 17 points. You had about 13 of your points came in the second half alone. What do you think it was that helped spark you and help you get into your flow in the game?
I think just taking advantage of my matchup and honestly doing whatever the team needed me to do in that moment. I mean, I think that, I just was trying my best to get deep steals and just putting myself in the best position to score, and I knew that I wasn't going to get calls, but I think it was just like the mentality that I had going in the second half that I was just going to keep being aggressive, and Kiki spoke to me in the locker room as well, just reminding me that, I'm not going to get calls, but I just have to keep playing hard, and, the outcome will speak for itself, so.
Hi, Josh. Hello.
Go ahead.
Hello. Hello. Hi, Joshua from IUND. Lauren, this week you've won Defensive Player of the Year. You've made first team all-conference. Today you won the Big Ten Championship and Most Outstanding Player. What do these accolades mean for your confidence going into the NCAA tournament?
It's great, but to be honest, they don't mean much to me. What means most is this win that this team had, and I know the amount of work that went into it, and this team means everything to me. So yeah, it's great, and but I think honestly, the confidence that this team has winning that game going into March Madness is a lot. So.
Lauren, I'm wondering if you could just speak to just the ability of this team to put a stamp on in its first year in the Big Ten. The other teams knew the caliber of team you guys were. Obviously, that makes you a target. Just what do you think that sort of message that sends, or what kind of accomplishment is that?
Yeah, I mean, this is a really talented team, and we knew that we were coming into an amazing conference, and, we never doubted that, but we put in a lot of work all preseason, and we had the confidence that we were going to win this tournament, and no one was going to deny us from that. So I think that, just the work that was done in the dark, it just showed today, and like I said, these are amazing teams, but I think we were just the better team today, and there was a lot of work that went into it, so.
Ben Bulge, LA Times. Getting this win, how does it kind of fuel your mindset going into the NCAA tournament? Does it put you in a good place mentally, do you think, for anybody who wants to answer?
Yeah, I think it puts us in a great place. We're going to obviously take our time. We still have a lot of work to do, so just going back and preparing for what's to come next and leaning on each other. Yes, this does build confidence, and so we know what we can do, and we've always believed what we can do, but it was just a matter of showing it, and I think we did that tonight with a lot of heart. We gave it all we had out there for 40 minutes, so I think that was the most important thing, but it's going to be super important to continue that. So. Okay,
final question for the players in the back.
Just last question, just for Lauren. You anchored the defense with 4 blocks that game. Coach was talking about how important the defense was, especially in the second half. Could you just kind of lead us through what was working out there, and what your defensive mentality was out there?
I think it was just making myself a little bit uncomfortable. Obviously, playing on the perimeter is something that a lot of 6'7" posts don't like to do. But I think that, that's what the team needed from me in that moment. And when Juju was coming off the screens, just pushing myself to get up higher, just, get her into an uncomfortable situation. And obviously, I think the team did a really good job of just rotating, finding the next players, denying next passes. I mean, it was really a team effort. I mean, yes, the blocks were there, but I mean, that was just every single person coming in with that mindset, we were going to get this stop. So.
All right, ladies, congratulations again. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, if you'd raise your hands for Coach, go ahead.
Coach, you kind of alluded to it, but this feels like kind of a long time coming for you. Can you talk about you talked about being grateful and humbled and all that, but just, or do you feel overwhelmed by, the emotion of this when you went up on that ladder and snipped the net down, and what does it feel like?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's definitely a sense of, it's really meaningful to watch their faces and the pure joy of conquering hard things. But honestly, the number one thing that I have tried to stay committed to is this is not about me. This is about serving young people through basketball and helping them become who they want to become and impact who they want to impact. And it's just really not about me. I'm thrilled that they got rewarded for their hard work. And there's so many things definitely going through my head, but what it does for me is not one of them.
Corey, Steve Strimming, XL Sports. What I want to ask you about is Gardner. 4 straight times down the floor, SC led by 6 points. 4 straight times down the floor, she got the rebound. Talk about how important she was to this game. Because if I had a game ball, I'd give it to her.
Well, there's a lot of game balls to go around. I thought did some really selfless things. But you know what I love so much about that is that people talked about her threes in the first half. But our challenge to her was we need you to defend and rebound better. That is going to put you on a situation to give us what we know is such an elite skill of hers and what she can do for us on the offensive end. So to watch her be the one that really turned the tide with the rebounding, I just was so proud of her. And, and then we were trying to go offense-defense with her and even putting her on defense. And I was thinking, man, who would have thought we'd be thinking like that? But she earned that, and I'm really proud of her.
Corey. Nancy Armour, USA Today Sports. You said yesterday that one of the most disappointing things about last week was that you lost the toughness battle. When they went up by 13, what were you thinking, and what was it like to watch your players dig themselves out of that?
Well, and we lost it the first 2 quarters, let's be honest. I mean, it was pretty evident. Every ball on the ground they got to first. Every rebound got taken out of our hands. I mean, we didn't win the toughness battle in those first 2 quarters. And but I really wondered what their eyes were going to look like when I went into the locker room at halftime. And they were poised and determined. They knew they had, not played their best and they didn't do the things we needed to do, but they still believed they could turn it. And I just said, look, here's where it lies. If we don't win the toughness battle and the possessions battle and we don't get stops, we're not. How bad do you want to win? What does this mean to you? And they're like, we got you, coach. We're going to get this thing done. And then, so to hold them to 9 points in the third and then 13 in the fourth, I guess I can believe them.
Corey, Michael Presti, NCAA.com. The strength and depth of this league is unquestioned.
Yeah,
We've seen that the last 5 days. But rightly or wrongly, a league is often judged a lot by March. And it has been a long time for the Big Ten. How important is it that someone from this league, particularly as strong as it is now, win a national championship?
Well, I think it helps everybody, right? And so if we want to be a league that is about elite and, championships and setting the standard of excellence, that's going to be the rising tide that lifts all boats, right? So I think it's something we all need to shoot for. I also think that we need to, one of the things I'm really proud of in being a part of this league is that we are lifting each other up. We are making each other better. It doesn't make us any less competitive on game night, but I think we want to do something special as a conference. And I think that when that happens, I don't think it's a matter of if, it's a matter of when that happens. I think that there will be a collective celebration because we want to hold ourselves to championship standards.
Coach Gottlieb was saying earlier that she thought the winner of this game should be the number 1 overall seed. I wonder if you have any thoughts on that, and would that be meaningful?
I do think I would agree with her. I think that both teams were, obviously USC is an excellent team, and they've handed it to us twice. But the fact that they are our only 2 losses, we were number 1 in the country for I think 13 weeks. They have really, I think, shown the steadiness and the quality of their wins and how they have grown and changed. And they're an excellent team. They are a championship caliber team. And I remember the very first time we played at their place, Lindsay said, I'm really hoping we're going to get to do this 4 times. And I think that it would mean a lot for us both to be number 1 seeds. And I think you have to prove yourself, right? Your play has to back that up. And I hope we do get a chance to do it in Tampa on a 4th time.
Dave?
Coach, some big numbers of the night: field goal percentage, 3-point shooting, free throw percentage, all over 50%. But physical as game this was, just your thoughts on how your girls stayed together and succeeded and shot as well as they did.
Yeah, it's been really physical every time we've played, and it's going to be more physical in March. That's just the way the game shifts a little bit, and so you got to be ready to fight through that. And I think. Kiki, you heard from Lauren, Kiki reminding her that. You're going to get fouls, doesn't matter, find a way. And so I think that's really what we have to do is commit to being the more physical team. We always say the tougher, more together team wins. And I do think we stayed really together tonight through the adversity, through all the different ups and downs. And, you're going to have to do that to make a late run in March.
Okay, down here.
Cassandra Negley, Yahoo Sports. Given how you won this game, winning the toughness, beating your rival, all of those things you talked about yesterday, how important is it to have this in the last game to prepare you for the next week in March?
Well, I think, it's interesting. As good as we've been, we're not as confident as you would think. And I think they earned some more confidence tonight. And I think you want your team hungry and edgy going into the NCAA tournament, but also really confident. And I think our team earned some confidence tonight, and I think that's going to go a long way.
Final question.
I think you only fouled Juju 2 free throws in the second half after 8 in the first. How big of a difference did that make?
Huge.
She wasn't able to get to the line on a day her shot wasn't falling to help the rally.
Well, what Lauren said is right. It's absolutely a team effort, and I thought her rotation, but not just hers. I thought Tamia Gardner had some great rotations in helping. I thought she really used her basketball IQ tonight. But I thought the other part about that is usually when you really commit to getting it out of Juju's hands and defending her without fouling, she finds Kiki Ariafin. And I thought our defense on her may have been the most important thing. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Juju still got 29. But when you look at the games in which they've had to make surges, even last night against Michigan, Kiki is such a huge part of that for them. And I thought our rotations to make things hard for her and then to keep her off the boards in the fourth quarter, that was pivotal.
Coach, we want to congratulate you again. Thank you for everything this week, and we just wish you nothing but the best moving forward.
Well, and this league doesn't do what it does without you guys bringing exposure and telling the stories. So thank you very much, and thanks to my mom back there, too.